Good morning. Welcome to your own magical Monday. Yesterday was truly soulful. I saw Shelly's picture, I saw Meetu's pictures, Badri's pictures, Sanya's pictures, so many pictures, and they were so beautiful. Meeting Rigu and Naveen and Asmeet and so many people. I think even Shivangi Garg के portfolio से आज आपने किया है. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, so a lot of beautiful pictures came our way yesterday. Little inner children, happy, innocent inner children. So it was lovely to have everyone. Ritesh, so please solve the problem of these Rajni Maheshwari logged on from somebody else's account. So just look into this. Why is this happening? And anyone who's having a problem and logging in, I don't know why, however, please talk to Sanjay sir, Ritesh sir. He's always there available. So thank you for this delightful treat on Monday. On this Sunday, it was lovely to see all of you. And those who haven't posted, you can continue to post us. We'd love to see the inner children, what you felt that time and how wonderful you were. Welcome, Akshay. Good to see you back. It's nice to see some morning faces sometimes. All right. Everyone, let's start the Fixate programming and get back to our energy levels and have a magical week also. So let's start. Remember, we're running towards our goals, and each one of us is a winner for life. So, yes, I'm a winner. How wonderful. More power to everyone. Left leg on the front, right in the back, and let's run once again towards our dreams. Yes. I'm a winner. Each one of us is a winner and winner for life. Whatever we want, we get. It's always for a higher self. It's always in the good interest of others and us. With this beautiful note, let's start a magical Monday reading the gorgeous book by Louis Hay, Mirror Work. Today, we're going to start last week for this journey. It's a 3-week course, and today the third week starts. So let's see what's coming our way. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You've had the best of weeks because now you've met your inner child, hopefully. If you haven't, it's fine. You can always start the course on your own. The book is available with you as a PDF, and maybe you have a paperback. So, yes, a lot can happen. So today, can I have a volunteer? Yes, Anju wants to read. How wonderful. That's amazing. Good to see her voice and her. So week 3 is wonderful. Week 3 is all about forgiving yourself and those who have hurt you. So in life, we always have people who may have forgiven, who may have hurt us, but it's time to forgive them and move on. You could have been hurt mentally, physically, or however. So can you please turn the page? We've already started. So yes. So they could have hurt you and you have to forgive them, because until you forgive them, you're wearing an emotional baggage. आपका karmic baggage भरा हुआ है because आप move on नहीं कर पा रहे. And you don't want to hurt your soul or not want to learn your lessons. So very important to firstly forgive yourself and those who have hurt you. Why yourself? Because आप आज भी शायद you're suffering because a person has hurt you and you allowed the person to hurt you. So you may be still unknowingly holding on to that, thing even now. How to allow the person, especially it comes to people who've been rape victims. So I know. So just be careful. It's a message for you. If you're the one, please, please, please let it just go. Let it just go. It's fine. जो होता है एक karmic reason के लिए होता है. You don't even know. Your souls have decided in the past life that this is one way of leveling it, not realizing that this is pretty much long hurt and will carry on to the next life. Souls also make some kind of silly decisions. It's not like only human makes. So it's all right. Today's lesson is about forgiveness, forgiving yourself and those who have hurt you, thus opening your heart to a new level of loving yourself. So let's open up. Yes, please. Anju, over to you.
Forgiving yourself and those who have hurt you.
We have read this for the past 2 weeks.
Okay. For the past 2 weeks, you have worked on realizing many of the old beliefs that were blocking you. I know it wasn't an easy task, so give yourself time to celebrate your progress. How does it feel today to look into the mirror and feel so much lighter? Take a deep breath in. Now release this breath and say, "Ah, I'm letting go of my past and I feel great." Forgiveness is a difficult area for all of us. We build up these blocks that bind us for many, many years. Take my hand and together, let's work on learning to forgive ourselves and those who have hurt us. You can do it. Forgiveness opens our heart to self love. If you have a problem with loving yourself, you can get stuck in an unforgiving state. Many of us carry grudges for years and years. We may feel self righteous because of what someone did to us. I call this being stuck in the prison of self righteous resentment. We get to be right, but we never get to be happy.
Very important to understand that हम अपने level से we just always think that I have made a right decision. We're self-righteous and we think, oh, I'm always right and the other person has wronged me. But the minute you get into the act of forgiveness, what does forgiveness mean? We have been made for giving love, for giving. All right. That is forgiveness. The very fact that you're giving and you're meant for giving is how your nature is. You're not supposed to hold on to any grudges, nothing. So it's time to open your heart and forgive and let go and move on. Very, very important. You might just right now feel, what is she saying? We've always been right. But that is your little conscious ego mind telling you that, you know what, you've been right. And this is what people have done to you. So, you are right there. But that's not the truth. Let's continue.
You may disagree and say, "But you don't know what the person did to me. It's unforgivable." Being unwilling to forgive is a terrible thing to do to yourself. Bitterness is like swallowing a teaspoon of poison every day. It accumulates and harms you. It's impossible to be healthy and free when you keep yourself bound to the past. One of the biggest spiritual lessons you can learn is to understand that everyone is doing the best they can at any given moment. People can do only so much with the understanding, awareness, and the knowledge they have. Invariably, people who mistreat others were themselves mistreated in childhood. The greater the level of violence, the greater the inner pain, and the more they may lash out. This is not to say that their behavior is acceptable or excusable. However, for your own spiritual growth, you must be aware of their pain. Shall I go on?
Yes, please.
The incident you are holding on to is over, perhaps long over. Let it go. Allow yourself to be free. Come out of this personal prison you have built and step into the sunshine of your life. If the situation is continuing, then ask yourself, Why you think so little of yourself that you still put up with it? Why do you stay in such a situation?
Very important for all of us to understand that every human being, every plant kingdom, anybody for that matter, is here with their own knowledge, their own level. If we have to grow spiritually, which means finding love and finding life that we wish to desire. So, what is being spiritual? Spiritual is all about living a life of your dreams with magnificence, with opulence, the way you want it. Now that's spirituality because you're meant to live a life of magnificence and you're supposed to just flow in love, nothing else but love. The minute you have a grudge, the minute you are not being able to forgive, the minute you are stuck up in this ego and this world, the conscious world that you're born in, then that is where you're not spiritual. So understand one thing. Anybody who's wronged you has known this, has done this unknowingly. Even your parents have brought you up with their level of knowledge, understanding. Now today you're reading mirror work and saying, "Oh, my father or my mother did this." They did this the best of their understanding. So don't reprimand. Don't just get anguished over something which you can't control. And past is past. Past should not have any power over you unless and until they're beautiful memories and you love talking about them and you're attracting them in the future. There's a simple reason. Future is future. We do not know it's going to be, right? What is most important is the power of now. Right now is important. So please understand that let it go. You pain had come to your life for some reason and it had come to you to teach you some lesson. So please take every pain, every obstacle as an opportunity that you have grown into a better person and with some understanding. So just let it go, just free yourself, just flow, and you always have a choice. Let's read about that.
You have a choice and you can stay stuck and bitter, or you can do yourself a favor by willingly forgiving the past and letting it go, and then moving on to create a joyous, fulfilling life. You have the freedom to make your life anything you want it to be because you have a freedom of choice. The purpose of today's lesson is to help you raise your self esteem to such a level that you will allow only loving experiences in your life. Please do not waste your time trying to get even. It will not work. What you give out always comes back to you. So drop the past and work on loving yourself now. Then you can have a wonderful future. One of the most valuable lessons I have learned is that when you do your forgiveness work, it is not necessary to go to the people involved and tell them that you forgive them. Sometimes you will just want to do this, but you do not have to do so. The major work in forgiveness is done in your own heart and in front of your mirror. Remember, forgiveness is seldom for others, it is for you.
So if you're not being able to forgive other, it means you're not being able to forgive yourself. Why? Life is a mirror. People are your mirror. Whatever you're seeing in it is your reflection. So get that very, very clear. That if you're not being able to forgive someone, it's because you're holding a grudge against yourself unknowingly. So please continue the process of releasing. And the best thing to do is talk to the person in the mirror because he or she is actually a BFF forever, your best friend forever, because they are going to understand completely your language. Speak to each other with your eyes. You have an eye connection with yourself. Bare the window of your soul and just come out clean so that you are able to forgive firstly yourself and then the world around you. Let's continue.
So many people have told me that they have truly forgiven someone, and then a month or two later, they have received a phone call or email from that person asking to be forgiven. This seems to happen most often after doing forgiveness exercises in front of the mirror. So, as you do the mirror work exercises in today's lesson, let yourself experience your feelings deeply. Let's affirm: as I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others.
Very important to understand that a lot of you may have a relationship with SAR with your siblings or with some friends. And it's so wonderful to know that after we do these exercises, something in the relationship chapter in Magic Book, we all detoxing our bodies, our mind. And that's when our loved ones call back, even from a different continent, and say, "Hey, hello, how's what's up? Let's forget it, let's move over." Magic works. You don't have to tell the person that you're forgiving the person, but magic still works. Why? Because your frequencies matter. Unknowingly your aura changes, and when the aura changes you attract the right people in your life, and that's how magical it is. So thank you, Anju, for taking over the session. Now I just talk about the mirror work exercise. Your day 15 mirror work exercise. I believe you receive the most benefit from forgiveness work when you do in front of a mirror. I suggest finding a mirror you can sit in front of comfortably. I like to use a long mirror on the back of my bedroom door. Give yourself time to do this exercise, and you will probably want to repeat it often. Most of us have a lot of people to forgive. To all those people who may have just popped in today or may have come back from a holiday or from something, please don't think that it's, oh, day 21, I mean, day 14. I can't even do it because I missed the others. It's all right. Do it today because everything is a therapy and it heals you. Sit in front of your mirror and close your eyes. Breathe deeply several times. Thrice, I would say, is always the right thing. Feel yourself grounded on your chair. So when you're sitting on a chair, your feet should definitely touch the ground. Don't have them cross-legged because you're grounding yourself. Think of the many people who have hurt you in your life. Let them pass through your mind. Now open your eyes and begin to talk to one of them aloud. Say something like, "You hurt me deeply. I thought I would never get past this. However, I will not stay stuck in the past any longer. I am willing to forgive you." If you can't do that, just affirm, "I am willing." Your willingness is all it takes to move towards forgiveness. And some of you will say, "Prachi, we don't even have anyone to forgive because we don't remember anyone having hurt us so badly." So fantastic. Just say a generic prayer that to all those knowingly and unknowingly I have forgiven or they have forgiven, today I forgive myself and I forgive you. Because unknowingly you have hurt people, and if I go spiritual, I'll say in this plane or in other planes, in this life or another life. So let's not go there, but just talk about this life as the people that we are. So just simply forgive yourself and them for something that you've done unknowingly. Number three, take a breath and say to the person, "I forgive you. I set you free." Breathe again and say, "You are free. I am free." The minute you release the person, आपका sibling हो, आपका colleague हो, आपके parent हो, anybody, your child, somebody that you have a grudge against, the minute you set him or her free, you are free to soar. Notice how you feel. You may feel resistance on you, may feel relief. If you feel resistance, just breathe and affirm, "I am willing to release all resistance." एक बार अंदर से एक आवाज आएगी, नहीं, I can't forgive. No, he has really wronged me. No, I can't. All right. Tell yourself, "I'm willing to release all resistance." It's okay, at least start willing. Start having that will that, okay, I have an intention to release all resistance. It's okay. With people in progress, don't judge yourself harshly. बाकी लोग कर पाए, मैं नहीं कर पाया. क्यों? That's because everyone's not similar, not on the same boat. So rock your world, rock your boat. Just shake yourself up because you need that shaking. Only you can do it, nobody else can do it. Number five, as you continue to do this exercise today or another day, expand your list of people to forgive. Remember, forgiveness is not an event, it's a process. You may need time, you may need to keep working on one person a little longer, keep each time going a little deeper into forgiveness. So if you have three, four people, take them one by one by one by one, talk to them, release your hurt. This may be a day when you can forgive several people. It may be a day when you can forgive only one person. And that's absolutely okay. It doesn't matter. However, you do the exercise is the right way for you. The universe and forgiveness see you showing up. At times, forgiveness is like peeling away the layers of an onion. What happens then? There's nothingness. You're peeling the entire onion and ultimately it becomes nothing. That's how you and I have to become nothingness, where there's absolutely no grudge against anybody. If there are too many layers, put the onions away for a day or so. You can always come back later and peel another layer. Acknowledge yourself for even being willing to do the exercise. You are healing. So, how wonderful. Today's journaling is amazing. So, you can put on some nice soft music if you, whatever kind of genre of music you like, relaxation, instrumental, whatever. So anything soft, not with lyrics because that will interfere with your mental thoughts. Something that will make you relax and peaceful. Now, take your journal and a pen and let your mind drift. Go back into the past and think of all the things that you're angry with yourself about. Write them down. Write them all down. You may discover that you may have never forgiven yourself for the humiliation of wetting your pants in the first grade. What a long time to carry that burden. Now, take this list and write a positive affirmation for each item. If you wrote, I'll never forgive myself for something, then your affirmation could be, this is a new moment. I'm free to let go. Remember that sometimes it's easier to forgive others than to forgive yourself. And that's a very, very important part. Often we demand protection of ourselves and are harder on ourselves than on others. However, it's time to go beyond this old attitude. Forgive yourself, let it go. Give yourself the space to be spontaneous and free. Now put down your journal and go outside, go to a beach, a park, even an empty lot, and let yourself run. Don't jog, run, wild and free. Do somersaults. You can use the trampolines if you have at home, something that's high intensity, So you have something you want to box, do that. Skip along the street and laugh while you're doing it. Take your inner child outdoors with you and have some fun. So, what if someone sees you? This is for your freedom. So, if you're conscious of people around you, maybe in your own room, you can just keep jumping and running and just go wild because you're supposed to release yourself physically as well. Emotionally release, now it's time for a physical release. And that's when the spiritual release also happens. Let's turn the page and read the heart thought for the day. Your heart thought for day 15. I can forgive. I am one with life and life loves me and supports me. Therefore, I claim for myself an open heart filled with love. We're all doing the best we can at any given moment. And this is also true for me. The past is over and done. I'm not my parent or not the patterns of resentment. I am my own unique self, and I chose to open my heart and allow love, compassion, and understanding to flush out all memories of past pain. I'm free to be all that I can be. This is the truth of my being, and I accept it so. All is well in my world. Very important to understand that you and me need that healing and we need to accept who we are. Sanjay, they say you can change the book into Power of Subconscious Mind. How many of you are diligently doing your mirror work and finding a change? Because just to hear the sessions is not amazing. Knowledge is truly amplified when you start practicing it, when you start bringing it to practice, and that's when you really find a deeper change and a shift in your being, and that's when you get power. And of course, flowing in love is the most important thing because you and I are made of love, and we've forgotten that grudges are not a part of us, guilt is not a part of us, resentment is not a part of us. So thank you everyone for doing it every day because it's very, very beautiful. It's a therapy in itself, and I'm so glad that all of you are doing it. Today's chapter in subconscious mind, again, I'm not surprised that it's going in sync. We're talking about forgiveness, and here we are talking about harmony in human relationships. So it's all coming together, moving together. And this chapter would take about a day and a half, maybe 2 days. Let's see how long it's going to take. So over to you, Anju. Please read this chapter. Number 16, your subconscious mind and harmonious human relationships.
In studying this book, you learn that your subconscious mind is a recording machine which faithfully reproduces whatever you impress upon it. This is one of the reasons for the application of the golden rule in human relations. All things whatsoever ye would that man should unto you, do ye even so them. This quotation has outer and inner meanings. You are interested in its inner meaning from the standpoint of your subconscious mind, which is, as you would want that man should think you about them in like manner. As you would want that men should feel about you, feel also about them in like manner. As you would want men to act towards you, act you towards in like manner.
So, however we like to be treated, we treat others the same way and we treat ourselves the same way. If you want people to love you and compliment you, so how about doing that to yourself? How about doing that for people? You can't expect that, oh, the world becomes a beautiful stage and my opera and I dance and sing. What about you doing that for people? If you like to be appreciated, appreciate them as well. Very important to flow in love and very important to stop seeing negativity. Let's understand this little more with examples.
For example, you may be polite and courteous to someone in your office, but when his back is turned, you are very critical and resentful towards him in your mind. Such negative thoughts are highly destructive to you. It is like taking poison. You're actually taking mental poisons which would rob you of your vitality, enthusiasm, strength, guidance, and goodwill. These negative thoughts and emotions sink down into your subconscious and cause all kinds of difficulties and maladies in your life.
Very important to be the same person inside and outside. People should say, she is the way she is inside and outside. She doesn't change. It's not conditional. And that's when the true shift happens when you become that true person. Please change the page. So don't wait for the instructions. When you finish reading, you can change the page. Thank you, my dear. The master key to happy relationships with others. Judge not that ye shall be judged, for with what judgment you judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye met, it shall be measured to you again. This verse is so applicable. It's by Matthew in 7, 1 is to 2, 7 is to 1, 2. Get this very clear. You study these verses and they're coming to you with deeper meanings. This verse is a study of these verses and the application of the inner truths therein contained represent the real key to harmonious relationships. So your inner life is all about love and truth. If you apply anytime anything false notion, or you say something negative or something false, this doesn't apply. You can never blossom, you can never grow. If you are judgmental, you have a mental disorder and you're measuring people with that judgy mind of yours. So don't do that. Don't judge because nobody has given you the right to judge. And in fact, you don't even have the right to judge yourself. You have become a victim of judging yourself. Oh, I haven't done this. Mere to bus kahi nahi. I can't do this. It's beyond my scope. You are judging and limiting yourself. Don't do that. Please keep growing. And you can start from a study of these verses.
Study of these verses and the application of the inner truths therein contained represent the real key to harmonious relations. To judge is to think, to arrive at a mental verdict or conclusion in your mind. The thought you have about the other person is your thought because you're thinking it. Your thoughts are creative, therefore, you actually create in your own experience what you think and feel about the other person. It is also true that the suggestion you give to another, you give to yourself because your mind is in the creative medium. This is why it is said, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. For you know this law and the way your subconscious mind works. You are careful to think, feel, and act towards the other. These verses teach you about the emancipation of the man and reveal to you the solution for your individual problems.
The day you stop measuring others, the day you stop judging others, the day you stop belittling others and talking anything negative, criticizing others, that day truly you'll be flowing in love. And that day life will become so magical for you because now you accept people at the face value the way they are without judging, knowing that they're all in a spiritual journey and they're trying to do the best that they can with their mental elevation, right? So you are right now maybe elevated and you're behaving very rationally and spiritually and maybe practically, but maybe they haven't reached a conclusion. Maybe they're in the judgy world. So don't judge them for that. You because you have evolved, thank your stars and bless them the same, right? Send them love that okay, may he heal, may she understand. That's most important. And with that, in what measure you met, it shall be measured to you again. Let's understand this as well.
The good you do for others comes back to you in like measure. The evil you do returns to you by the law of your own mind. If a man cheats and deceives another, he is actually cheating and deceiving himself. His sense of guilt and mood of loss inevitably will attract loss to him in some way at some time. His subconscious records his mental act and reacts according to the mental intention or motivation. Your subconscious mind is impersonal and unchanging, neither considering persons nor respecting religious affiliations or institutions of any kind. It is neither, sorry, there's some, I can't read.
It is
Maybe
neither compassionate nor vindictive. The way you think,
you
feel, and act towards
act toward
others.
returns at last upon yourself.
So very important again. If I'm blessing somebody that the way I have elevated and you elevate and think rationally, somehow, somewhere that blessing will come back to me. His will boomerang with me, and even others who I don't know in the realms, or they will also send me these blessings. Whatever you're doing for others, especially the good ones, they come back to you multiplied like like big time. And all of a sudden, you're like, life is full of magics and miracles. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening is you have changed yourself. You're giving everyone good luck. The goodwill that you're sharing with others is coming back to you. So you can't even measure what's coming to you because you are giving little but getting so much back. And let's get one more thing. Our subconscious mind, we spoke about in the first page as well, is filing all the memories. So it's a beautiful plan there, you know. There are different, the way you have an office, like proper files, and you file them together in a cabinet. Similarly, is your subconscious mind. Every freaking thing is being filed there. So if you are helping someone or blessing someone, then even that is being filed. And your subconscious mind is reacting to it next time. The next time something like that happens, oh, Anju, you are blessed because you've done this in the past. Automatically, you'll get the response. So please be motivated to help others, to bless others, because life is a beautiful ball game and you've got to live it the way you want it in your terms. Daily headlines made him sick. Again, a story about how things change and how it works subconsciously. Let's read about it.
Begin now to observe yourself. Observe your reactions to people, conditions, and circumstances. How do you respond to the events and news of the day? It makes no difference if all the other people were wrong and you alone were right. If the news disturbs you, it is your evil because your negative emotions robbed you of peace and harmony. A woman wrote to me about her husband, saying that he goes into a rage when he reads that a certain newspaper columnist write in the newspaper. She added that this constant reaction of anger and suppressed rage on his part brought on bleeding ulcers, and his physician recommended an emotional reconditioning. I invited this man to see me and explained to him the way his mind functions, indicating how emotionally immature it was to get angry when others write articles with which he disapproves or disagrees. He began to realize that he should give the newspaper man freedom to express himself, even though the latter disagreed with him politically, religiously, or in any other way. In the same manner, the newspaper man would give him freedom to write a letter to the newspaper, disagreeing with his published statements. He learned that he could disagree without being disagreeable. He awakened to the simple truth that it is never what a person says or does that affects him. It is his reaction to what is said or done that matters. This explanation was
So it's very important to understand that if something is irking you, troubling you, stay away from it because it's again and again attacking you and you don't even know about it. So please stay away from something that gives you some kinds of, constricted behavior. When something is not good for your soul, just move away. Very, very important to move away. Yes, let's read and continue.
this explanation was the cure for this man, and he realized that with a little practice he could master his morning tantrums. His wife told me subsequently that he laughed at itself and also at himself and also at what the columnists say. They no longer have the power to disturb, annoy, and irritate him. His ulcers have disappeared due to his emotional poise and serenity.
So why did this happen? The minute you understand your purpose, the minute you tune yourself for a better person, this change happens. Today we'll conclude this chapter at this point and we'll read the other book. So in fact, we can do another story. So let's read I Hate Women, but I Like Men. So it's very, again, everything is to do with your subconscious conditioning. Let's read about it.
A private secretary was very bitter towards some of the girls in her office because they were gossiping about her, and as she said, spreading vicious lies about her. She admitted that she did not like women. She said, I hate women, but I like men. I discovered also that she spoke to the girls who were under her in the office in a very haughty, imperious, and irritable tone of voice. She pointed out that they took a delight in making things difficult for her. There was a certain pomposity in her way of speaking, and I could see where her tone of voice would affect some people unpleasantly. If all the people in the office or factory annoy you, isn't it a possibility that the vibration, annoyance, and turmoil may be due to some subconscious pattern or mental projection from you? We know that a dog will react ferociously if you hate or fear dogs. Animals pick up your subconscious vibrations and react accordingly. Many undisciplined human beings are just as sensitive as dogs, cats, or other animals.
I hope we all know that we can pick up the aura of others. I don't know how many of you know. Sometimes you say, "Oh, we don't like the vibes of this person." You just say it automatically. Why? Because he has a negative aura around him, he or she. Or you say, "Oh, this person is so calming. Yeah, it's so good to meet him or her." This life springs up, and it's such a beautiful feeling. This is because we as human beings can pick up on the vibes and aura of people. And animals are definitely very, very, like last time you reading this book, one of our students, Shraddha, she was from Bareilly, and she was like, I just wanted my dog not to bark when we're doing the session. And that same time, he picked up the frequency and he was just barking.
Hmm.
What you're told not to do is what happens. So if you're saying, I don't want this dog to bark, universe listens to you as I want this dog to bark. So what vibrations are you vibrating at? What are you wondering on? So now whatever you're wondering and thinking and vibrating at is creating that aura around you. So be careful. So this lady we're talking about, you will understand more when you read the next two paragraphs on what happened. So please continue the story.
I suggested a process of prayer to this private secretary who hated women, explaining to her that when she began to identify herself with spiritual values and commenced to affirm the truths of life, her voice, mannerisms, and hatred of women would completely disappear. She was surprised to know that the emotion of hatred shows up in a person's speech, actions, and his writings in all the phases of his life. She ceased reacting in the typical resentful and angry way. She established a pattern of prayer which she practiced regularly, systematically, and consistently in the office. The prayer was as follows: I think and act lovingly, quietly, and peacefully. I now radiate love, peace, tolerance, and kindliness to all the girls who criticized me and gossiped about me. I anchor my thoughts on peace, harmony, and goodwill to all. Whenever I'm about to react negatively, I say firmly to myself, I am going to think, speak, and act from the standpoint to the principle of harmony, health, and peace within myself. Creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides me in all my ways. The practice of this prayer transformed her life, and she found that all criticism and annoyance ceased. The girls became co workers and men's along a life's journey. She discovered that there is no one to change but myself.
Two things to be picked up from this story. So if everyone is against you and you're like the world is ganging up against me, it's because you unknowingly are giving those vibrations. So check your vibrations by simply affirming. What can you affirm? We've been told that we can just affirm a very simple line and that works like magic. And I've tried this myself. Creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides me in all my ways. The minute you start practicing this beautiful one line, automatically things come in alignment. It's like they're reforming themselves and coming in line the way you want it. Keep practicing this prayer to transform your life. And this particular line is for every single thing. Creative intelligence is, we are born with it. So, in the artist way, we are unblocking ourselves and we're learning something more, right? So, creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides me in all my ways. And this is how life is. So, thank you, Anju, for reading this book so magically. Tomorrow, we'll read yet another story. Let's move on to our Luke Cortino's book. And there today, we're going to talk about our life, our body, especially our teeth. Why? Because chewing is extremely important. It's very, very important. Look, Monish Sancheti from our group, he chews 30 odd times every single morsel. Kuldeep ji from our group has made a thali with dots, where it reminds him that every bite has to be chewed. So, yes, welcome to the world of chewing. Welcome to the world of realizing how important chewing is. Most of us, when today you read this chapter, will realize that our morsels finish in our mouth so fast that we don't even realize. Very few of us are truly chewing. Let's understand the science. Please, over to you, Anju.
Indigestion, flatulence, acidity, and bloating are all biofeedback from your body that there is an imbalance caused by the wrong food or lifestyle. In fact, most cases of the above are easy to fix when we understand how it works and why it happens. In our gut, we have a good and bad bacteria. If the proportion is wrong, we cannot assimilate food the right way, which leads to bloating. Would you believe me if I said you could enjoy a bit of a dessert and it would not impact your weight? If I told you that snacking on a cookie once in a while would not impact your weight goals? If I told you that you could eat rice, roti, bread at lunch and dinner and it would not impact your weight or health? It's true. It all depends on how you chew your food. Our stomach produces sufficient acid to melt down a razor blade. Wow.
Mm.
Such is the power of our digestive system. So, an ice cream, chocolate bar, or cookie does not cause too much trouble if eaten in moderation. The human body is made to digest the hardest of foods, able to break down everything from red meat to cellulose in vegetables, which is extremely difficult to break down. This is one reason why vegetarians suffer from flatulence than non vegetarians, and that dessert. The secret lies in chewing. It starts the process of digesting carbohydrate and fat in the mouth. As the food is broken into smaller, pre digested particles, it travels down your esophagus into the stomach more easily. If we skip the process of chewing, it can give rise to issues like acidity, bloating, belching, and flatulence, and compromise digestion. Saliva mixes with small bits our teeth tear in the food into, further softening them. The more you chew, the more saliva gets produced, which contains enzymes that break down into fats and carbs. As the digestion starts in your mouth, by the time your food reaches your stomach, it is already processed by enzymes, and your stomach has no issues completing the assimilation, the digestion process. It also ensures you feel light, full for a longer period of time and do not experience flatulence or indigestion. You not only learn to savor your food, but your body also absorbs all its goodness. You tend to eat exactly the amount your body needs to maintain or arrive at a healthy weight. Imagine all the times you've gobbled away your food. You had undigested chunks sitting in your stomach, which then has to produce more acid to digest these bigger chunks, giving rise to gas. Chances are that most of your food will get converted to fat because whatever food is not digested gets converted into fat or toxic waste. So enjoy that dessert, eat it slowly, enjoy it over time, and you will learn not to abuse it and eat it without guilt. The size of the human stomach is about the size of your fist closed. Though it can expand or hold more food or water, remember this the next time you fill your plate.
So in Hindi, there's a kahavat, दांतों का काम आंतों से नहीं करते. Ante is your intestines. So your intestines are so small, and there are times that it can't digest because the food is chunky. I have seen people like gulping down breakfast in a rush, in a hurry. What's the hurry? Plan 10 minutes. Chew your food. In fact, when you start chewing your food, your quantity of your food will become half. And our stomach is near this much. But even one falka and sabji is not this much if you put together in your fist. We're used to and we're conditioned to eat so much more. If you ever go to Japan and China, especially Japanese, the meals are so tiny. Have you ever, even French? How small are their meals? Because that's how you're supposed to eat. And the Indians think, itna kam khana daanton mein bhi nahi lagega. Obviously, you're conditioned to eating a larger palette of food. So it's very important to start eating consciously. And for this, chewing is the best practice. At least start chewing because our body has all the digestion acids, all the chemicals it's required. And in assimilating and digesting your food that you're eating, please let it do its work. And also, one more thing about this is keeping right gaps. Of course, there's so many nutritionists who tell you कि हर 2-3 घंटे में कुछ खाना चाहिए, but that's absolutely non-Ayurveda. So, of course, I'm not saying go against your doctors, but if you can have 3 square meals the way staff eat, servants eat, they have breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you can actually do that, you're going to be doing yourself a favor. There's no need to have in between meals or, having a chai. They're actually toxic for your body. And if your breakfast can only be fruits, nothing like it. Because 30% of your intake, Luke says 50% should be raw. Raw would mean your seeds, it would mean your fruits, it would mean uncooked stuff. So, yes, that's important. So, let's start chewing as much as possible. Let's start having whatever you want. You want to have a little dessert, go for it. Don't tell yourself not to go for it, but start chewing. let's talk about one more important thing, acidity. A lot of you would have had felt acid here or burning sensation. And let's say understand about this science. Yes, Anju.
Most people have experienced acidity at some point, and some continue to experience it on a daily basis. If you want to enhance your health, build strong immunity, and lose weight without struggling, you must aim to cure chronic acidity. Acidity is also known as heartburn, and it usually makes you feel gassy and bloated. A highly acidic body is a breeding ground for disease and huge obstacle to weight loss. Also, don't get used to pills to solve acidity. In the long run, this does more harm than good because dependency on any drug will have side effects. A lifestyle change is the only natural solution to acidity and heartburn. If you don't pay attention to this, it can lead to stomach ulcers, which is the last thing you want. Ulcers are painful and will require you to change your eating habits and lifestyle completely. The stomach produces acid to digest food, and a normal sized meal takes 2 to 3 hours to digest. After, if you have more food in your stomach, it will naturally produce more acid. And once your stomach is empty, the acid will have nothing to work on and will eat into your stomach lining. This reaction causes acidity or pain below your breastbone above your stomach. As this condition worsens, sometimes you get acid reflux, which is nothing but your body throwing all the stuff up to your food pipe. The solution? Eat every 3 hours and don't skip meals. Make a special effort to not overeat, as this is another factor that gives rise to severe and chronic acidity.
Now, this 3 hours is for people who are having this much food. If you're having a tiny little falka, a thin falka, and very little sabji, then it's okay. But if you're having anything beyond that, your body will take that many more hours to digest the food. Remember, this is the principle. If you're eating this much, the 3 hours is good. And even after 3 hours, you can't afford to have biscuits or suhali or mati because they are truly heavy in carbs. You're supposed to have raw food. So if you want to have a bowl of sprouts, go for it. And sprouts taste yum when they're not cooked. People say kacha nahi lagta hai. But if you chew it, it's got mithas. If you're just sauteing it, you're killing the beautiful vitamins in the sprouts. Start having absolutely raw stuff. It tastes yum, it's divine. So again, I'm saying if you really and people who are on the loving yourself group, start having square meals rather than at least start for a week and see how your body is behaving. And don't skip meals, but listen to your body. If your body says, I am overfull and I can't eat another morsel, don't have it. Like yesterday, I had a light lunch and I couldn't have dinner. My body says, don't have it. So I didn't have it. Why make this, why abuse your body? Listen to the language of your body. It's very, very important. We had dinner at home. Such good pakwans were made. But I didn't even get tempted because my body said, no, you don't have to eat because you're not hungry. So listen to them and just go for it. Yes, please.
Sometimes, very spicy food, and in most cases, all junk food doesn't react well with stomach acid, thus leading to gas and bloating. Choose food wisely. Be aware of what reacts with your body and moderate those items. Eating when you are stressed or angry can also increase acidity and indigestion. This is because cortisol impacts your digestion. So always eat when you are calm and happy. Avoid working lunches or eating meals in front of the TV. Guilt also raises cortisol, which impacts digestion and switches on the stress mode button, which is definitely not good for your weight.
So
A
if
few
you're
quick
looking, one
remedies.
second. So if you're looking at the mirror, if you're looking at television or talking to each other or having a working lunch, you don't even register what you're eating. So then you can go completely haywire. So just be careful. What kind of atmosphere are you reading in? Usually my dinners are eat in solo dinners where I'm concentrating on my food because that's the only cooked meal that I have many many times. So please see that you are savoring every bite, doing your prayer before it, grace or thank you or whatever you're saying. So Annadata Sukhi Bhava, whatever you want to say. Remember, attitude of gratitude is very important for food as well. And let's read about a few quick remedies when you experience flatulence, acidity, or you have some burning sensation. Because your stomach acid is right now working. So yes.
Try to avoid spicy food. When you feel acidity setting in, drink cold milk. Suck on a piece of clove when you feel the burn. Have a glass of warm water and lemon juice after a meal. Munch on a few almonds if the burn persists. Include one banana per day in your diet, two if the burn is too much. Eat cucumber in salads or by itself. Have watermelon whole instead of a juice. Choose sugar free gum, ideal to carry on flights. Drink 2.5 to 3 liters of water every day, or the amount recommended by your doctor if you have any underlying condition. Add basil to soups, salad, and grills.
And basil is very easy to grow in your, in your little
Pots.
pots in the house. It's very, very, very easy. And three is the number of creation, and having 3 liters of water is fantastic. So, and you can gulp down, not gulp, actually, even water is supposed to be taken sip by sip, not supposed to like have a full, you're not supposed to gulp it down like that. So, if you can have a liter of water while the session is on, nothing like it. You start your morning with water, and 1 liter is not too much to have, and you can just consciously keep the bottle with you and make it a thing that I'm going to be hydrated. But any which ways, you're supposed to move every half hour, spending 40 minutes, and you're not doing that. So at least have your body, have water in your body. Yes, please.
My favorite remedy for acidity is lemon water. Lemon is naturally acidic, but the moment it mixes with saliva, it becomes highly alkaline. Lemon water can give you more relief than an antacid, but I must mention here that many people are allergic to lemon, so please see what suits you. Also,
So are you changing the page? Is the net slow?
if you consume too much, it can damage your enamel, so use a straw if you're having it often. A whole raw cucumber or carrot works well too to elevate the symptoms. A few other tips and points to keep in mind to battle this condition. Don't keep gaps of more than 3.5 hours between main meals. Eat slowly, chew your food, and don't overeat. Don't eat with guilt, eat with love and joy, even if the food is not to your liking. Don't overdo caffeine, alcohol, and spicy food. Many medications cause acidity as a side effect, especially antibiotics. Make sure you take a good probiotic and vitamin B complex supplements as antibiotics wipe out the good bacteria and B vitamins. Add raw food to your diet. Water should be consumed 15 to 30 minutes before your meal, nothing during, and 30 minutes after your meal. Overusing antacids can actually make you more acidic in the long run. Keep a good time gap between dinner and bedtime. Going to sleep with undigested food will wreak havoc on your digestion.
Very important to understand every point, especially the bit about 30 minutes before and after meal. So many a times you're hungry for water and not for food. And having water hydrating your body half hour before your mealtime is a fantastic idea because that will not let you overeat your lunch or your dinner or your meal as well. And not to have water immediately after because it'll affect your digestion. So food takes a while, and if you're putting in water also, water will flush it, and it will not have the regular time to digest your food. So very important to please be careful. Of course, rest you all know how it is. About the gap bit, so the Ayurveda says a good 5-6 hours. So does Subha Jain says in her videos. But if you want to stick to the 3.5 hours, over to you definitely. But 3 square meals is a good idea if you truly want your body to function at its optimum best. Ideally, what should happen is, of course, now you'll see again to the spiritual side. Ideally, you should start having 3 meals, ka 2 meals, and 2 meals may replace your the heavy meals with just simple meals, and then go on to vegetables and fruits, and then actually later water, and then actually later this pran energy, and that's when you truly meet your entire purpose. And many people, if you've seen, they eat only one. Sadhguru has only one meal a day. He doesn't waste his time eating like we normal humans do. Thrice a meal, kya khana ban raha, ek baar बैठते हैं, जीमते हैं, उठ जाते हैं. So it's very important to actually do your body some justice. Gradually go on to it, but yeah, that's what is my intention, and I hope that's what is your intention. So I've already come from 3 meals to 2 meals, and I'm happy about that. And of course, trying to finish off the cooked meal to raw food as well. Let's talk about the importance of proteins in our body. Yes, please.
Too many people consume more protein than required in the hope of losing weight or building lean muscle. Protein from food, when indigested, is broken down into amino acids. It is the amino acids that do the magic, right from being the building blocks in the human body to forming muscle, carrying out repairs, and providing energy. But when you overdo it by eating the wrong proteins, it doesn't break down into the essential amino acids, and you see no result. Once protein is ingested, many chemical reactions if the digestive tracts breaks down the protein into amino acids. If there is any interference with the normal digestive process, there will be improper and incomplete protein digestion or breakdown, which will lead to bloating, gas, and even acidity. Eggs are a complete protein, and I still wonder why people separate the yolk from the white. For vegetarians, the combination of brown rice or white rice with rajma is a complete protein. You get high quality but not high quantity protein from sources such as green peas, okra that's bindi, nuts, seeds, grains, millets, lentils, legumes, and fruits. Unless you're training for a sport or professionally, focus on more quality protein from wholesome food and aim to create a body with a fine tuned digestive system. You will find that less is more when it comes to the consumption of protein. Excess protein, which is not used, makes the body acidic. Plus, the kidneys have to work overtime to flush out the excess material. To lose weight, you need approximately between zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kg of your body weight. If you're training for a sport, it increases, but then so does your overall nutrition intake. Building a toned body, lean mass, and muscle is more about human growth hormones and testosterone and less about large quantities of protein. No matter how much protein you consume, if you're not stimulating the production of HGH and testosterone, the protein will be useless. Build lean muscle to lose weight and do it by stimulating the right hormones rather than overeating protein, which can even make you gain weight.
One thing is, if you realize, all of you people who are especially losing weight, if your weight is say 80 kilos, you're supposed to have 80 grams of proteins. How do you weigh your protein is something that Luke will tell us again. Just be careful of not overdoing it. People who are vegetarians, they think, "Arey, rajma खा लेते हैं, छोला खा लेते हैं, पनीर खा लेते हैं." Be careful with protein intake. If you're having more proteins, even that is very harmful for your body because it can't digest it. So just be a little careful. Of course, sattu is something which is a miracle drink down in the east of India. It's really had. In north of India, it's pretty much available anywhere. It's fantastic, and today you'll hear the powers of sattu. It's fantastic for protein shake. It's very filling. It becomes a wholesome meal actually as well. Let's read about it.
My natural protein shake consists of sattu, which is roasted gram flour. It has a fantastic composition and is light and easy for the body to absorb, especially for stage 4 cancer patients. I first started incorporating this into my diet a few years ago when I was in Calcutta to talk about a young president's organization's event. One of the participants spoke about a beverage made from sattu, the locals drink, which keeps them healthy and high on energy through the hot summer months. The next morning, I met with a couple that spoke of the same drink and were kind enough to make me a glass of delicious sattu with coriander and black salt. This drink has been used in North India by many generations as a natural care for several diseases as well as a nutrient dense staple food. I picked up several packets to bring back with me. I like to take a product apart, study and research in its detail, test in its lab for authenticity and nutritional values, and then share with everyone I can after using it myself. Sattu is equivalent of a whey protein shake. Made of roasted chana flour, this composition is one of the highest sources of vegetarian protein and is easily absorbed by the body. About 60 grams, that's 4 tablespoons of this roasted flour, will give you 19.7 grams of high quality protein, along with calcium and magnesium, a fantastic combination as magnesium helps calcium get absorbed in the body. This makes it excellent for bone health and prevention and treatment of osteoporosis. Sattu is a great source of iron, eliminating the use of iron supplements, which can sometimes be toxic for the liver and cause constipation. The fiber in this flour cleans out the colon and stomach, prevents and cures constipation, and aids fat loss and energy levels. Sattu also comes with the additional benefit of being excellent for sexual health.
Get this very clear that sattu is fantastic. So if actually one spoon is equal to 5 grams of weight, if you are how many ever kilos, the same grams is what you're supposed to consume. So having sattu is fantastic, either a cup or a glass. Even if you're having a glass, you're never exceeding the requirement. But it's such a good protein to have. It's going to build up your body gradually, and you won't even realize the effects are magnificent, and your body's going to be just amazing. It's very, very great for even sexual health. It's amazing. And Sattu is fantastic. It'll finish your body of so much of toxins that you have no idea. If possible, introduce this drink in your body. We are going to hear more about the Sattu. Yes.
You might be thinking that sattu causes a lot of gas, just like chana, which is the chickpeas or the garbanzo beans. In fact, it is just the opposite effect. For elderly, ill, and bedridden people, especially those recovering from a serious disease or surgery, sattu will build strength and muscle mass rapidly. I drink 4 tablespoons with water or chas. Sometimes I add pepper, roasted cumin, lemon, or cinnamon. I consume 20 grams of protein in one go this way. I have one glass in the morning and one post workout, and sometimes even another as a mid evening snack. It makes me feel lighter, more toned, less bloated. Some whey proteins cause temporary bloating, and I know what's in the glass, unlike the numerous ingredients mentioned on the jar of a whey protein. In Kolkata, they even add jaggery to sattu to make it sweet. It is an excellent summer drink and extremely cooling for the body. I recommend you blend it as lumps may form if not stirred well. The best part is that it's extremely economical with 100 grams costing about just rupee 20. I have also learned in some places in North India, sattu is made using gram and buckwheat, which is also okay if it suits your digestion.
So when you pick up your Sattu, you can always check kisse bana hua hai. Sattu is available in packets very easily. Especially I live in Delhi, it's available very, very easily. And you can have with charge, with water, with lime water, however you like. It's really amazing. At least give it a go. Now let's talk about fat. Most of the people have a problem with fat, or maybe tomorrow we can come to this chapter because it's going to take us time and it's also going to be helping us with other food that we're going to eat. So let's talk about. Would you want to read it now or tomorrow?
It's a
I'm
small
okay.
paragraph.
Okay, then read it, please.
Fat doesn't make you fat. In fact, the good fats help you burn fat and help with the production and balance of hormones. In actuality, it is the wrong chemistry between cells and the consumption of wrong fats consumed, or the overconsumption of macronutrients like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, which lead to weight gain. Certain fats are essential. Aside from water, our body is mostly comprised of fat. 60% of our brain is fat. This is the news. Every cell in our body is covered with a lining of fat. The wrong type disrupts communication between cells and hormones, which can starve cells of the right nutrients, making you hungrier and prone to storing more fat. Essential fats are the ones that are not man made. The permeable layer allows for most of the efficient communication between hormones and cells is like the right oil for your car engine. When the machine is properly oiled, hormones reduce the fat, your blood sugar stabilizes, you're not hungry or exhausted all the time or craving junk food. You have more energy and are in a better frame of mind. You can get all the right fat you need from nuts and seeds unsalted. Desi ghee and my favorite fat, which doesn't just boost immunity but also helps burn belly fat, which is a raw virgin coconut oil.
So get this very clear. Fat is important for your body. It's very important, but the right fat is important. So people who are into unsaturated oils, please move on to desi ghee if possible. Please move on to seeds if not yet induced. Please move on to nuts if you're not soaking them yet. Please soak them and have them in the morning. And they should be good. You don't need to have too much of fat. This much is should be more than enough. Of course, your vegetables are made in the right oils, I believe. And we've talked about the science of oils, which oils to be used. Canola is to be avoided. Unsaturated fats are going to be avoided. So just see what are you working at, what are you functioning at, and introduce your body and your lifestyle with good organic fat. So if possible, and tell your staff to make at least your vegetables in that oil. They want to use the unsaturated, go for it because they like to use a lot of oil. So of course, and people in Kerala, of course, there people are using coconut oil. I'm not a very big fan of it because I do feel there's some aftertaste. But of course, if like Alif are cooking pretty much in coconut oil, so that's all right. So if you're going back to your basics, you're going to do your body a lot of favor. Introduce the right fats, the right proteins, and you will be on your weight loss. That's how beautiful it is. Thank you, Anju, for reading these three books magically for all of us in your powerful voice. So thank you so much. Let's have a reader for reading our heart thought. And let's see what the heart thought is all about. Remember, we're people in progress and we're just growing up. Yesterday was Bharatji's birthday. How come he didn't tell any one of us? Okay, and how come none of us knew? So I think the catalyst, we should probably, is Bharat Bhai here today? No, I don't see him. Okay, we'll wish him when we see him. All right, so let's move on. In fact, we have a BCI group. I didn't see net yesterday, but wonderful. So let's have the heart thought. And today's heart thought is amazing. It says, I let the light of my love shine. It's all about grief. So if you have a tragedy, it can be turned out to our greatest good if we will approach in many ways from which we can grow. So very important to understand this. I let the light of my love shine. So I'll read it because nobody's raised their hands. Okay, Shubhra has. There you go. Yes, Shubhra.
I let the light of my love shine. When we are in pain or afraid or grieving and we see a light in darkness, we don't feel so alone. Let's think of this light as someone's love shining. It gives us warmth and comfort. Each of us has the light of our love within us. We can let our light shine so it will comfort us and be a great comfort to others. We all know people who have passed on. See now their light shining and their light and let their light and love surround us and comfort us. Each one of us has an infinite supply of love to give. The more we give, the more there is to give. Yes, sometimes it hurts to feel, but thank God we can feel. Let the love come radiating from our hearts. Be comforted and be at peace. And so it is.
Ah, wonderful. So if you've lost your loved ones, let the love shine, let their light shine because they're always around us. You may not see them, but they're pretty much there. So just let's go for it. Shubhra, I love your poems that you compose and share with all of us in the Facebook Sangha. They're absolutely priceless. So thank you for sharing your light. So everyone, let's brace up for our meditation and let's go for our world of meditation. Today we'll be doing our meditation for mirror work and a little more. So let's just have it coming our way. Let's close our eyes, our back straight, our feet firmly placed on the ground below, our hands in the Gyan Mudra, the Buddha pose, or resting on our laps, facing heavenwards. Our feet firmly grounded. Let's wear a smile. Let's inhale love. Love is the universal force and energy that flows in us. Let this beautiful love permeate in every single cell of our being. Exhale the love by sharing your love with the world. The world needs it. Ever so gently, keep exhaling. Inhale light. Let your light shine out internally and externally as you exhale. Let's inhale abundance in all realms, in every sphere of our life. May we grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically into better versions of ourselves. And with this belief, let's exhale abundance and wish the world the same growth. It's all about growing. Life is a giver. Life is full of magics. Life is all about change, which is the only constant. Let's change into much better versions of ourselves. Let's grow into beings who adapt, adopt, and express themselves openly. People who are ready to be the change. Let's get better and better with every single passing day. And let's realize that you and I are people in progress, people who are here to spread their love and share their light, people who are here to forgive for giving love. Today, let's have a forgiveness prayer. Let's affirm to ourselves how wonderful we are and how wonderful we are into this world of forgiveness. The day the door to my heart opens inwards, I move through forgiveness to love. I am going inwards every day, deeper and deeper, because I realize my life has a purpose. My heart's opening in every possible direction. As I change my thoughts, the world changes around me. I embrace changes so easily. The past is over for all. It has no power now. The thoughts of this moment create our future. There's absolutely no fun in being a victim. Let's stop playing the blame game. Let's start adopting our lives into a glad game, where we are glad to be living. We refuse to be helpless anymore because we claim our own power. Instead, we are reprogramming ourselves into being helpful souls, helping ourselves and the others around us, as that is the biggest gift we can give to ourselves and humanity. I give myself the gift of freedom from the past and move on with joy into the now. I am free as a bird, liberated and enjoying the present. There is absolutely no problem, none soever, neither small nor big. I am the person who finds the change, who adopts, who improves, and who realizes that every single problem is because of lack of love. All I have to do is give it love, understanding, compassion, and the problem vanishes, diminishes into nothingness. I am ready to be healed. I am willing to forgive, and all is well. I know that all negative patterns no longer limit me. That was my belief in the past. Now I let them go with ease. I now start my own self enhancing patterns, positive beliefs that change my life for the better me. As I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others. I forgive myself for not being perfect. I am living the very best way I know now. I know how to live my life in the perfect fashion where love is all that prevails. It is very safe for me to release all my childhood traumas, if at all, and move into love. I may be holding on to some mental baggage, knowingly or unknowingly. It's time to let go, be unconditional about it. I forgive everyone in my past for all perceived wrongs. I release them with love, knowing it wasn't intentional or knowing it was there because of some shortcoming. I no longer judge them. I no longer judge myself. All of the changes in life that lie before me are absolutely wonderful. They're positive and they are enhancing me and the quality of my life. I am safe, and so it is. Let's bow down our heads in gratitude towards Mother Earth, Janani Janmabhoomi, Sister Gaia of the Maharishis. Let's bend our heads in gratitude, for she is a giver. Dear Mother Earth, thank you for blessing me with so much in life. Today I've realized how I can heal my body, how I can heal my mind, and how I can grow a little more in soulfully. So, what a beautiful amalgamation, all powered by you. Thank you for giving me conducive environment and for giving me a scope to grow. I'm truly enriched, nourished, and blessed. The roots in my souls are growing in you every day, deeper and deeper, wider and stronger. And I am so blessed that I am rooted and grounded, humble, compassionate, and kind. No more arrogant, no more egoistic, because that is a virtue, that is a shortcoming that I have already let go. I am a lighter person and growing abundantly. Let's look at a life level and thank our past, our present, and our future. Dearest life, you are magical. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's spread our hand to the universe above, heavens above. I trust you. I know universe has my back. Life has my back. I know divinities are always showering me with the choicest of best. I know angels, masters, gurus, guardians are all there to protect me, safeguard me, show me my angles, show me my place to go, and always enlightening me. I am light, and so it is. Thank you for all the choicest of blessings. And to my dear cosmos, thank you for including me in your Leela. I'm truly a blessed soul. Let's close our hands in gratitude, fold them up in front of our hearts, rub them together. Bless our conscious subconscious for restructuring, reprogramming, unlearning, and learning. A wonderful face with all the five senses: touch, eyesight, sound, nose, mouth, and neck. A food pipe that takes spirituality inside fills us up beautifully. Our shoulders that are free of any weight. If there's any weight and pressure, shrug it off. Our arms, beautiful extensions of us, top to bottom. Our back, the wonderful lifeline that we're actually sitting on. Our beautiful hips, which are holding on to our weight. Our chest, our lungs, our heart, our liver, stomach, intestines, kidney, gallbladder, uterus, sexual organs, excretory organs, our thighs, knees, calves, ankles, heel soles of our feet, to fingernails, and let's come back up, hands in front of our heart, folded yet again. Dearest, magical, wonderful, vibrating body. I love the aura you've created around you. I love the positive feelings that you have around you. I love the fact that you're growing. And I love the fact that I am growing with trillions of cells in me, all having the prana energy. And to all the body parts, organs, you are magical. To all the muscles, tissues, glands, fibers inside me, thank you. To the bones, thank you for joining me. To the skin, thank you for covering me up with protection layer. I'm truly a blessed soul. And I promise to nurture you, stop abusing you, and keep thanking you for your wonderful acts of kindness. And now I invoke my internal energy, my pran, to wish and love and spread kindness and abundance with my Sanghamitra, their loved ones, and to all the planet, to all the beings on Mother Earth. So it is. Love, light, and blessings, Sanya, Ankur, Siddharth and Manna, Prachi, Yanji Ushaji, Ajay and Anju, Ritu, Shelly, Pratima ji, Jigu and Naveen, Prakash and Jigisha, Rajni, Prashant, Shubhra, Nitin, Sangeeta, Sapna, Sailesh, Ravi, Chandra, Neha, Harpreet, Bharat Bhai, Yashvi, Archana, Nikita, Radhika, Rima, Kuldeep ji, Kavita, Nisha, Rajiv and Payal, Rohini, Richa, Sakshi, Reena, Monica, Priya, Yuvi, Mudita, Shalu, Karishma, Kripa, Sakshi, Jitendra ji, Ankita, Akshay, Shivani, Parul, Badri, Hina, Pooja, Meenakshi, Niriksha, Parul, Pina, and Amit, Akshay, Radhika, Nehal, Radniji, Monish, Asmeet, Alifia, Puneet, Born One to One for Life, Poonam. Thank you so much, Ritesh sir, portion sessions for all of us. So thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Just wanted to share something that yesterday, when I was speaking to my higher self, I had a guidance to start a spiritual session separately on every Sunday, and 6:30 to 8 for the timings given to me, and it should be called Light. So very soon I'm going to start that. It'll be absolutely so I've been guided to do it complimentary for whoever wishes to come. So of course, anyone wishing to go in the spiritual journey can join that. I'm not sure when I'll start because it's Sunday, so maybe next one, maybe after that. So let's see. In fact, I even got the logo, what it's supposed to be. So yeah, looking and sharing the light with everyone. Let's go towards a world of light, and we will do that very soon. So until then, take care. Have lots of love for everyone in your life, and keep growing. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.